Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I am super excited for today's video because today we're going to be doing the Autumn Cozy book tag. The first question is, what book reminds you of the fall or autumn season? And I got two for you today. These are books that I've read so far. The first one is Dead Romantics by Ashley Poster. This book is about a ghostwriter who has gone through a horrible breakup and wants nothing to do with love. She doesn't believe in it anymore. Her handsome editor won't give her an extension to write this romance book that is very hard for her to write about because she no longer believes in romance. Then she receives a very devastating phone call that her father has passed away and she has to go back to her hometown that she fled from in order to help bury him. This book is full of autumnal vibes. It's cozy, it's atmospheric. She is a ghostwriter. There's also paranormal elements in there. She does see ghosts. It always reminds me of fall because of the cozy small town, because she sees ghosts, and also romance happens in this book. So I really enjoyed it. I definitely highly recommend you should pick it up. And the way that this author writes, it's so atmospheric. The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. I mean, the cover of this book automatically reminds me of the fall and autumn. Even though this book is not specifically set in that time, it's set all year round. You get the cold weather, you get some of the falling leaves. Just by looking at it, and the story itself always reminds me of the fall. This story follows the Albrights, who have recently moved and are living off the grid to give life a second chance. The main character's father has come back from the war and he is suffering from PTSD. It follows their family and their journey and how they deal with living off the grid and some of her father's mood swings. Search up trigger warnings for this book because it's very heavy. There's heavy topics in here. Some of it is hard to read, but it's such a great book. It's full of atmospheric moments. To me, it always reminds me of the fall season. Just really enjoyed it a lot. The next question is, what is your favorite autumnal book cover? I have two books to share with you. Now, both of these books are on my TBR for fall that I have not yet gotten to. It's just looking at the cover is one of the reasons why I decided to purchase these in the first place. The first one is The 7-Year Slip. I mean, look at this. I have no idea if this book is set in fall. Just by looking at this cover, I had to pick it up because it reminds me of the fall season. This one follows Clementine West, who happens to move in, I think, her aunt's Manhattan building or her aunt's Manhattan penthouse. One day she wakes up and she finds a man that has been living there, but has been living there 7 years before her time. It's a romance. There's time travel in here. Just the way that Ashley Poster writes her books, I'm willing to read and pick up anything that she writes because I love her writing so much. I'm sure this is going to be one of those heartfelt romance stories that I just can't put down. The next one I've heard is a retelling, a modern Manhattan retelling from the movie When Harry Met Sally, and that is You Again by Kate Goldbeck. This just recently came out. I think this is her debut novel. I mean, look at this cover. Doesn't that scream to you fall? I mean, this cover is everything. Not only is it inspired by When Harry Met Sally, just by this cover alone, I don't care what's in it. I just love and I'm so obsessed with this cover that I'm willing to read it. It is over 400 pages. I'm just so excited to get to it this fall. All I know about this one is that there are enemies because they're sleeping with the same woman, then they become friends, and then they become lovers. So enemies, friends, lovers, and second chances, I believe. So I am so excited about this. The next question is, what is your favorite autumnal drink to read with? And I'm gonna go with coffee. Coffee is my first choice, then it's hot chocolate, then it's tea. But I specifically like the sweet vanilla, and this is a name that I made up, okay? The sweet vanilla pumpkin spice latte that I make myself at home with my Nespresso coffee machine. It is so good. Obviously, I use the espresso pod for that. It's supposed to make 16 ounces of coffee, flavored sweet vanilla. Then I use a little bit of French vanilla almond creamer and a little bit of regular whole milk. Froth that up, and once I'm done and poured in my coffee, then I get pumpkin spice and I drizzle it on top. And to me, that is my favorite coffee to drink in the autumn season. I love it so much. The next question is, do you prefer to read in the morning or at night? And I'd say 50-50. I really love reading in the mornings because I love having my coffee in the mornings, put on my headphones, have a cozy atmospheric ambiance in the background with some rain noises or a study hall noise. Also have my pumpkin spice latte as I'm reading my book in my cozy chair. But I also like to cozy up by the fireplace at night during the cold fall nights, and I like to read on my couch after the kids go to bed, cozy ambiance in the background with my headphones, and read my book that way too. So I'd say 50-50. I don't choose one or the other because there's totally different vibes and totally different settings. I enjoy them both. We all know Halloween is coming. What is my favorite spooky read? And honestly, you guys, lately I haven't read a lot of spooky books during the Halloween season for some reason. These 3 books I'm about to share with you are part of my spooky season TBR list. So I haven't really read them, but I know I want to get to them and I know I've heard great things. So I'm going to share those with you. So let's talk about spooky season first. When I think spooky season, I don't really think cozy reads. I think more of hauntings, paranormal elements, demonic possessions, things that really scare me. With that being said, most of these books have demon elements in it, paranormal elements, haunted house vibes. So these are the kind of books that I plan on reading for spooky season. The first one, No One Gets Out Alive by Autumn Novell. I've heard that Autumn Novell is a good horror writer. This one is basically a demonic paranormal story, I believe, about a house that happens to be haunted by these demons. It follows this character named Stephanie who moves into this very cheap, affordable neighborhood where she lives. I think she shares this house or this mansion with other tenants in it. Pretty soon, as soon as she moves in there, she starts experiencing some paranormal things happening in the house. Maybe she hears somebody whispering in her ear. Maybe she hears somebody crawling up the walls. That to me sounds so terrifying. And I really hope that I could get to this and not be so scared out of my mind to where I have to have all the lights on, because I do plan on reading this at night. The next one, I've heard nothing but great things. I just haven't really gotten to it, and that is Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. I love Riley Sager's writing, so I know I'm gonna enjoy this one because not only is it Riley Sager writing it, but I've heard nothing but great things. And this one is about a haunted house. A girl who, I think she goes back to her parents' Victorian estate after her parents have passed, comes across spooky elements in there and paranormal things that are happening in that house. Also, I think her father is an author, a horror author, and she runs into these manuscripts. And as she's in this house, she's reading her father's manuscripts, which I think that's really cool. I can't wait to get to this one. I'm super excited about it. The last spooky book that I plan on reading for the spooky season is Old Country by Matt Corey and Harrison Corey. I believe this one is a demonic possession. It's about this couple decide they're gonna leave the city and move into the countryside in this rundown little country house. When they meet their neighbors tell them, oh, you had no idea that the house was haunted? Just so you know, the house is haunted. I think this book is so scary. It's disturbing. I think it's got some rituals in there as well. And people say that this book to them was super scary. I'm scared to read it, but I'm also very excited to see if this one's gonna scare me as much as it scared other people who've read it. The next question is, what is your ultimate comfort read? And I have to say that one is a no-brainer for me. That one is Disney's Hocus Pocus. Me and the kids have started reading this last year. We haven't really successfully finished the book, so we're starting over this year, but nonetheless, this is the most ultimate comfort read, not only for me but for the kids as well. Who doesn't love Hocus Pocus? We all love Hocus Pocus in this house. We all watch Hocus Pocus movies in the fall season, and now I'm happy to say that we have a beautifully illustrated book to go along with it, and this one is illustrated by Gris Grimley. The illustrations in this book are so stunning. I mean, look at that. Just the colors they have going on here. How everything looks so autumnal. Perfect for the fall season. I mean, look at the colors. How beautiful. How beautiful is that? And they also make the witches look super creepy in the beginning of the book. I have to show you. Look at these witches. So yes, this is a family favorite for sure. The next question is, what is your favorite autumnal snack? To me, that's going to be some kind of pastry filled with a pumpkin spices in it, or my go-to would be cinnamon rolls. I love eating cinnamon rolls in the fall season. I love it with my coffee. It just puts me in such a great mood, and it just feels so good to have a cinnamon roll with my coffee alongside my book. It's just such a great feeling. The next question would be, what is your favorite fall candle that you like to burn while you're reading? And that one is right behind me. This one is your Bath and Body Works pumpkin carving candle that I just got this year that I absolutely love, and I'm so obsessed with it. This one actually my son picked out because of the cute packaging. When I smelled it, oh, it smells so good. It says here it smells like freshly carved pumpkin, spiced pumpkin seeds, smooth brown sugar, and natural essential oils. It is so good, you guys. I only light one wick sometimes, and that is enough to fill the entire house with this rich pumpkin spice scent that I can't get enough of. It's so good. So good. The next question is, when you're reading, what is your favorite autumn or fall activity that you like to do? In our household, we really like to play a lot of board games with the kids. They're not very autumnal themed, but the family will have game nights and we'll play board games with the kids, and it's just so fun. Also, I really like to go on early morning fall hikes or fall walks. There's this really nice, beautiful trail along the mountainside where we live, and it's just so breathtaking, and it feels so good to go to the small little coffee shop next to it, grab myself a pumpkin spice latte, and just enjoy the brisk, thin, chilly air of the autumn season along with a beautiful walk or hike. It's just such a comfort activity for me. I love it so much. We are hikers in this family. At least me and my husband are. We're trying to get the kids old enough to where they won't complain after 5 minutes, but once they get a little older, we will be doing family hikes more often during the fall season because it's just the best. This year, I also want to get into building puzzles as well as a family. The kids are definitely at an age where they can do and build puzzles on their own, but kid-friendly puzzles, not 500-piece puzzles. So my goal eventually is to be able to do and start some puzzles. I'll probably start some puzzles this year with me and my husband, and then as the kids get older, we'll probably include the kids when they get a little older to help us build it. But I think that's such a great way to spend a fall evening cozying up by the fire building some family puzzles. I just can't wait. The last question on this book tag is, what is on your autumn or fall reading list? Now, I'm not going to talk about the books that I have physically on my fall TBR for this year because I have a video where I talk about that, and I can link that video below where I give you guys some fall book recommendations along with my reading plans for the fall. So I'm not going to go into that question. There you have it, guys. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me today and watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on my next one. Bye!